Our coverage of the 11U Cal Ripken World Series is made possible by Blue Crew, for all of your umpire needs. Pulse Technology, leading the way in technological innovation for over 70 years. Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn. Visit Michigan City LaPorte. Closer than you think, better than you imagine. Ironworkers Local 395. Proud to be union. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Bricklayers Local 4. The best hands in the business. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made. Diamond Plate Eatery and Pub. Eat, drink, play. IBEW Local 697. Proud to support high school sports. American Testing Services. America's trusted name in NDT. Public Bar and Rec. Make it public. Station 21 American Grill. Eat, drink, relax. You're watching the 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to live video coverage of the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. We come to you today from Jerry Ross Park in Crown Point, as it is the group stage as Curacao takes on Crown Point Red in this matchup. I'm Leo Staudaher. I'll be handling the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast, as we have a matchup between a team from Curacao that traveled a long way to get here and a team from Crown Point that is playing in their own backyard. A truly unique matchup here as part of what's been a very special weekend of baseball, and we will get deeper into the matchup here. Curacao played earlier today, dropped their first game for Crown Point Red. This is their debut in the tournament, so they will be looking to start on a high note, while Curacao will be looking to bounce back as the Crown Point lineup being introduced on the field, as they will be occupying the third base dugout in the white jerseys with red sleeves, red numbers on front and back, red caps to complete the outfit, white pants with red socks. While Curacao, they are lined up on the first base side, occupying the first base dugout. They will be wearing gray uniforms with yellow numbers, yellow sleeves, and a blue stripe on those sleeves. Gray pants, yellow numbers on the jerseys as well, but gray pants with blue socks, blue caps complete their outfit. So we will have the national anthem in just a moment, so we will join both of those in progress. Then on the end of that, we will get you the starting lineups and get you ready for first pitch here in the Cal Ripken 11U World Series. Again, Curacao versus Crown Point Red. Let's take a listen to the national anthems that we will have here in progress.
Stand if you're able for the Babe Ruth Pledge, followed by the Curacao national anthem, followed by our national anthem.
So there were the national anthems of Curacao and the United States as we get ready for first pitch for this matchup here, this evening matchup. As the two teams shake hands, get ready to go, we will run through the lineups, starting with Curacao and occupying the first base dugout. Their lineup from head coach Gavane Virginie reads like this. Jadrick Candelaraya will lead off playing center field. Shaquillian St. Iago bats second, plays second. Jaden DeWin plays catcher, bats third. Johnny Meyer plays first base, bats cleanup. The left fielder batting fifth will be Kyrian St. Hilaire. He bats fifth. Batting sixth, playing short, is Gwen Laito. Batting seventh, playing third, is Kushan Hoy. Batting eighth, playing right field, is Quishandrick Eisten. And rounding out the 1 through 9, starting on the mound, will be Jalen Camellia. He will be the pitcher for Curacao. And the lineup for the home team playing in the third base dugout, the Crown Point Bulldogs red team. Their lineup from head coach TJ Prusen reads like this. Michael McFarland leads off, plays catcher defensively. Nick Prusen bats second, plays left field. Vance Gidley will be the pitcher. He bats third. Miles Merzen bats cleanup, plays first. Connor Wise bats fifth, plays second. Keegan McKenna bats sixth, plays short. David Cole will be playing third base and batting seventh. Johnny Stanish will be playing right field and batting eighth. Luke Rodriguez patrols center field and rounds out the 1 through 9. So those are the lineups. Now let's get ready for the forecast. The game night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast in Crown Point. It is a nice evening for baseball. 83 degrees and sunny. The temperature is dipping just a little bit. It was high 80s earlier now. We're starting to get things cooling off. They will be cooling off, dipping into the low 70s after sunset, which is forecast for 7:58. There's a light breeze blowing from left to right as you look at the flags out in center field, but nothing too harsh that will impact the play too much, but just enough to cool you off a little bit as temperatures will continue to dip a little bit here into the low 80s, high 70s. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. So we are just about ready for baseball here in Crown Point, and what a cool matchup this is. One of the international teams from Curacao traveling a long way to get here versus the host team, Crown Point. A good crowd on hand, plenty of representatives of each team, and that's the fun part about this week. It's not just a local tournament where you're facing teams from around the region. There are certainly the region represented, but also teams from all over the globe meeting here at Cherry Ross Park, united by baseball. What a cool tournament this is, and excited to see which team ends up on top after a lengthy week of baseball. That'll be coming up later, much later in the week, as we are just getting started here in the group stage. So Crown Point Red and Curacao meeting here as the ground rules being discussed at home plate between the head coaches, and so we'll see which team can really capitalize on early pitching. Starting pitching, so crucial. We saw Curacao drop the first game in one they'll be looking to bounce back from. So you wonder what the status of their pitching staff is right now, what arms they have available, and how they choose to deploy their pitching today against a Crown Point team that is rested playing in their first game. So they have a full roster available here. Curacao will be taking first at-bats, while Crown Point will be in the field defensively. And it looks like we are just about ready to play ball here. So Gidley will be pitching, and it will be McFarland behind the plate. The batter for Curacao will be Candelaraya. He plays center field, and see how he can set the tone here. Looking to start the day with some base runners for Curacao. And the right-hander, Gidley, is on the hill. But Gidley trying to be efficient here on the mound, and for the batters from Curacao, scouting him here, seeing what he looks like. You see his throwing motion, how you can time that up in the on-deck circle and try to face this right-hander. But a good day to see what we are working with here. Is there will be maybe potentially some adjustments to the Curacao lineup. We'll relay those when we get there. But for now, it will be Jadrick Candelaria batting here, the right-handed batting center fielder. Just after 5 o'clock here, about 5:25 here, we will play ball. So Candelaria waits for the first pitch from Gidley. He kicks, goes to the plate, speeds a fastball in at 5:25, and we are officially underway. So the count starts 0-1. Gidley to the plate. Fastball outside, evens the count at 1 apiece. The breakthrough pitch from Gidley towards the plate. Outside we go ahead 2-1, but certainly when you get these tournaments, it's a fun weekend just to see all the different festivities going on here. We had the opening ceremonies and extra stuff yesterday. The 2-1, swing and a miss for strike 2, and now when the home team gets to play with a big crowd on hand, that's exciting too. And, well, for Curacao, you're trying to see if you could upset the home crowd on their home field as the 2-2 is low. So certainly a very fun one here as Crown Point and Curacao meeting here in the group stage. Candelaria has evened the count, or it's a full count, 3-2. But that will be strike 3 called. Candelaria, the leadoff batter, is out on strikes. And now the next batter will be Shaquillian Santiago. Shaquillian Santiago Lacroze will be batting here. So he plays second base, bats right-handed. The pitch from Gidley speeds in for a strike, so Gidley gets ahead in this against this batter, but Gidley, the right-hander, recorded a strikeout in a 6-pitch at-bat. Now the 0-1. He gets ahead 0-2, a fastball at the corner. So we'll see now what the batter can do here behind 0-2. Fastball inside. So good eye there. And that's something where you get defensive with 2 strikes. Sometimes you chase or get a little eager there, but that was a good take to keep the at-bat going. 1-2. 1-2 is in there for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gidley. So now Curacao down to their last batter in this inning. It'll be Jalen DeWin. DeWin batting with 2 down and nobody on. DeWin plays catcher defensively. He will bat right-handed. See if he could impact the game with his bat here. First pitch called strike 1. Gidley delivers the 0-1. It skips outside, evens the count at 1-1. But certainly he's been throwing well so far. So for DeWin, you want to try to make sure you can challenge him here with 2 outs, trying to prevent his team from going down in 1-2-3 fashion. This is a tap foul ball towards the Crown Point dugouts. Now it's 1-2, but DeWin able to make contact, just swinging a little bit on top of that one. We'll see if he could get a hold of one here. Trying to put a ball in play. And test that Crown Point defense in the early stages here. Gidley kicks, goes to the plate. The 1-2. Check swing. But it was low and away, so the count will be even at 2 apiece. Here we go for the 2-2 pitch. Cued towards the pitcher. It rolls through the middle of the infield. Scooped up at short by McKenna. And he throws over in time for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Curacao goes down in order. When we return, we'll see Crown Point's first at bat, so stick around. You are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
Strachan Van Til for the win with 4 ways to save. Catch price drops on over 15,000 items and check the weekly ad for can't miss deals. Stack on the rewards program for digital coupons, points toward discounts and free products, and power up with our own brands. Keep your budget in the safety zone. Get the same great taste as national labels at lower prices. If you can't taste the difference, why pay the difference? Score big value with 4 ways to save at Strachan Van Til.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. From the printer tray to the field, Pulse Technology keeps us moving. For more information about the heartbeat of the Region Sports Network, visit Pulse Technology on the web at pulsetechnology.com. Curacao warming up in the infield. Their pitcher, Jaden, the pitcher is Jaden Camellia. He is going through his final warm-up deliveries while Crown Point will be getting ready for their first at-bats as the Bulldogs retired Curacao in 1-2-3 fashion in the top half of this first inning. So now we get ready for the bottom half. We'll see what the pitcher, the right-hander from Curacao, can do here. It'll be McFarland, Prusen, and Gidley due up as the 1-2-3. And well, we have the ice cream truck parked right next to the press box, so I don't know if the tunes, the jingle there is getting picked up by our crowd mic, but that's a convenient spot and a good day for that on a warm summer day. But we'll see if we'll send Aaron Svetlin down to get the crew some ice cream products as we are getting ready for the first at-bats. But that just threw me off my game seeing that pull up as we are overlooking the baseball field here, but paying attention to the street as well. It'll be McFarland, the right-handed batting catcher. I suppose he throws right-handed as well, but he takes the first pitch for a strike. Back to baseball here as the first pitch from Camellia, a strike to McFarland. The 0-1, he chops it down. It gets past into left field. It's a leadoff single for McFarland. That was one that was rising, so he had to kind of knock it down with the bat, and did a good job of doing so, just playing it towards the turf, and it took a roll. It's an all-turf infield here, the turf, but then the turf ends where the infield dirt would end, and then it's natural grass and a natural warning track past that, so you kind of get that hybrid field here, as certainly in the Midwest, the turf fields becoming more and more the norm as the first pitch is outside and the runner slides in safely to second. But there's different challenges and tricks that can happen on the turf infield, and certainly you have to pay attention on a sharp rolling ground ball like that. And but so I think it's good for training. Playing on a hybrid field like this where you still have some grass, some turf, you get used to both. As now the bunt tapped forward towards the catcher. He collects it, throws to first, and in time, Prusen with a sacrifice bunt moves McFarland to third base. And a good job by the catcher, DeWin, to get one out on the play. So now Vance Gidley, the starting pitcher for Crown Point, will step up to bat with one out and a runner at third base. Gidley looked sharp on the mound in the top half of this inning. We'll see what he can do with the bat here, batting third. So Gidley against Camellia. Righty against righty here. The leadoff batter, McFarland, singled and was advanced to third base on a stolen base and a bunt. The first pitch from Camellia speeds in inside for a ball. Most of the fastball just misses inside. Gidley Stands in the box, waits for the 1-0. It bounces outside. Outside we go 2-0. Crown Point trying to make their mark in this game in the bottom half of the first inning. After they recorded a 1-2-3 top half of the inning, and they have a run in within striking distance. The 2-0 is at the corner for strike one. 2 balls and a strike to Gidley, but certainly being the starting pitcher and also having the opportunity to put a run on the board is a good spot for Gidley. The 2-1, bouncer towards third base. It's foul, and it almost hits the runner. Almost hit McFarland, who was with a bit of a into foul territory there, but so the foul ball evens the count at 2-2. Good job by Camellia to battle back in this at-bat, evening things at 2 strikes apiece against his counterpart, Gidley. Gidley trying to see if he could put a run on the board with one swing of the bat here. The 2-2. Just foul. Just foul tip back to the backstop. Staying alive, Gidley. Gidley bats here with Merzen waiting on deck. Crown Point has McFarland at third base. Camellia on the mound looks to his catcher. Now stands tall, kicks, goes to the plate. The 2-2 is high and away. The count goes full at 3-2. So a full count, 3-2. We'll see who wins this battle, the pitcher or the hitter. 3-2. Here's the pitch. It is outside, the fastball outside for ball 4. Gidley earns the walk. And after a back-and-forth affair, the batter now with runners at the corners is Miles Merzen. Merzen, the right-handed batting first baseman, will get ready to work here. So Gidley at first, McFarland at third. I'm sure we will see Gidley on the move here with this pitch. There he goes. The first pitch is high, and Gidley ends up at second base. So the stolen base. Gidley ends up at second, the count 1-0. So 2 in scoring position for Merzen here. Trying to see if he could get a hold of one, but Camellia trying to keep him in check here. Now the 1-0. At the corner for a strike, we go even at 1-1. It's a good spot there against a right-handed hitter. You go to that lower outer corner. It's a tough one to get a hold of. The 1-1. Bouncer towards third base. Handled by Hoy. He throws to the plate. They have McFarland in a rundown. The catcher is trying to walk him back to third base. And McFarland escapes. He will score. The Bulldogs on the board. McFarland works his way out of a jam and crosses the plate. So the third baseman, Hoy, was able to handle that one. They worked it to the catcher, got McFarland in a bit of a jam, but then on the throw to third base, he was able to squeak by and gets in to score. So McFarland scores, and Crown Point leads 1-0. And still at second base is Gidley, and Merzen is at first on the fielder's choice. The batter now, Connor Wise. Wise bats right-handed, plays second base defensively. So that's when you're a base runner caught in those spots. That's what you don't give up on the play. You just keep going back and forth, do your shuffle along, and eventually maybe you could find an opportunity. And is it a balk? I believe that was a balk that moves the runners up one station each. So Merzen ends up at second and Gidley at third. Now this one lifted high in the air towards the bullpen, but it slices foul. That could have been trouble if it was fair. So that was a good uppercut by Wise to drive it high in the air, but it sliced foul along the left field side, so it's just a loud strike instead. The count 0-1. The pitch to Wise is high for a ball. We go even at 1-1. The 1-1 is low for a ball, makes it a 2-1 count. So Camellia trying to find a way to lock in here and see if you could put a couple outs on the board with one run in to score already. Here's the 2-1. Fastball just misses the outer corner. We saw him locate that spot earlier for strikes, but just missing it there. I've talked about that fastball at the lower corner to a right-handed hitter is a tough one to get to. It's either the fastball high and away or an off-speed pitch low and away. But those are two of the toughest pitches to hit as a right-handed hitter. The 3-1 is low for ball 4. So it's a walk to Wise. It will load the bases. A Bulldog is at every base. And now Keegan McKenna will bat. McKenna bats with a runner at every station. He plays shortstop defensively, and so if he can get one to the outfield, he could score maybe a couple, maybe all three of these runs. We'll see, depending where you can get it. But for Camellia, try to make sure that doesn't happen. His first pitch is low for a ball. Crown Point calls this field home and trying to make their mark here in their first at-bats. The 1-0 is inside. It sneaks past the catcher, but he recovers, pounces on it, and gets it to the pitcher to prevent the run from crossing. McKenna got out of the way there, anticipating maybe a play at the plate, but it just makes the count 2-0. But a big opportunity for McKenna here, batting with the bases loaded. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It is outside for a ball, and certainly every ball player, when they step up in a spot like this, you want to swing for the fences. Certainly that's the dream, but sometimes the best thing you can do is work with what the pitcher's throwing you, and in this case, McKenna, with a couple good takes, has worked it to a hitter's count at 3-1. You want to make sure you don't get too aggressive, try to be the hero, and work yourself into an out. McKenna's done a good job working himself ahead in this at-bat. 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1 is in the dirt for ball 4, so it's an RBI walk for McKenna. That will bring Gidley across the plate, so the pitcher in to score. And Merzen goes from second to third. Wise from first to second. McKenna is aboard with the RBI walk. Keeps the line moving for David Cole. Cole will bat with the bases full. 2 runs in this inning and only 1 out. Camellia throws to the plate. Cole laces it towards second base into the outfield. In to score is Merzen. Wise will try. He's in as well. It's a 2 RBI single for David Cole to make it a 4-0 lead for Crown Point here in the first. So that's just a good swing past the second baseman into the outfield. Merzen scores from third. Wise from second. McKenna goes up 1 spot from first to second, and Cole is aboard at first with a 2 RBI single. And now Johnny Stanish will bat. Stanish, the right-handed hitting right fielder, waits for the first pitch. Runners at first and second, 1 away. It's a first pitch strike from Camellia, and that's a good way for a young pitcher, bouncing back after giving up the 2 RBI single. Start the next at-bat with a strike. You can't do anything about that last at-bat, but just try to make sure you don't let the next one hurt you and try to produce some outs here. The 0-1. Fastball high. Some good life on that fastball, but it was high for a ball. Makes it a 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1 from Camellia. Rolled through the middle of the infield into center. Hustling to the plate is McKenna. He will score. Ending up at second base is Cole. Stanish keeps the line moving for Crown Point with an RBI single. So it was well struck through the middle of the infield. It was on the ground, but it just continued to speed through. So Cole goes from first to second. Stanish is at first. It is now a 5-0 lead for Crown Point. Here is Luke Rodriguez batting. Rodriguez goes after the first pitch, lofts it high in the air, foul, but playable at third base, and Hoy is there for out number 2. So good job by Hoy being able to race in towards the fence of the dugout, handling all that and getting the glove on it for the second out. Here is Michael McFarland, the batter that started this inning. McFarland bats here against Camellia. The first pitch is outside as runners at first and second, 2 away. McFarland, the catcher, singled and would later scored on a fielder's choice when he was caught in that rundown. Was able to find an opening and cross the plate. He's ahead in the count, 1-0. The next pitch, ground ball towards third base. Hoy is there. He throws to first, and he gets some. Ground out ends the inning, but Crown Point gets some damage done, scoring 5 runs. We will head to the second inning with Crown Point leading. You are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series right here on the Region Sports Network. And be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports, as we are always active on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and at our website at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we are proud to still be the only game in town. Leo Staudaher with you on the call, Zach Zanelli and Aaron Svetlin making up the broadcast crew. Our management team led by executive producer Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, and Mike Dewan. As we start the second inning, Vance Gidley on the mound for Crown Point. It will be Johnny Mayer leading off for Curacao. Mayer will look to try to become the first base runner for Curacao as they have some work to do, trailing by 5 here in the second inning. Mayer waits for the pitch from the right-hander Gidley. It's low for a ball. St. Hilaire on deck, and then Leito will bat to follow him. That's the do-up here in the second. Curacao looking for their first base runner. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, low as well, so we go 2-0. But now for Curacao, after giving up a handful in the first inning, you're trying to find a way to answer back quickly here. You don't want to have that deficit build and let the pitcher settle into a rhythm, as now the count 3-0. So some patience at the plate by Mayer. That's something when you have such a lengthy inning offensively, as Gidley goes to the plate, speeds in a strike. Sometimes it takes the pitcher maybe an at-bat or two to get back into his groove after you're sitting in the dugout for so long. And he was up to bat as well, but now you have to get back into the pitching routine. The 3-1 is in the zone for a strike. So now Mayer has the count full at 3-2. A full count between Gidley and Mayer. Here's the payoff pitch. It is low and away. It's a walk. Mayer reaches. So that's a way to work your way back into this game for Curacao. Get the leadoff man on base. And the batter now, Carrion St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire will bat with a runner on, nobody out. Trying to see if they could generate a rally here. After the walk, put a runner on. Next pitch, low and away. So the count will open 1-0. St. Hilaire. Hilaire is a left fielder. Defensively, bats right-handed. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Gidley. It is inside for ball 2. So now the middle of the order up for Curacao, trying to work some activity on the bases. The 2-0 is a fastball, but appeared to be inside, and they throw down to first, and the runner gets back in time. So 3-0 the count. In danger of back-to-back walks. Gidley trying to get one in the zone here. Here's the 3-0. It is called strike 1. So that keeps the pitcher in this at-bat. It's now for St. Hilaire, trying to make sure you don't help the pitcher out here with the 3-1 pitch. It is low for ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Curacao. Mayer at second and St. Hilaire on first.
Now batting number 14.
And the batter will be Gwen Laito, the shortstop. So we'll see how he approaches this spot. 2 runners on, nobody out. Facing a tough pitcher in Gidley. How does your approach change when you have runners on? If you're just trying to make sure you don't hit into a double play here or you don't go chasing, if you just make contact, don't necessarily try to be the hero, but try to see if you can get them on the move. The first pitch was a strike. The 0-1 lifted high and foul behind the backstop. Out of play. The count quickly 0-2. So Laito was able to get a piece of that one, but drove it backwards. Now we'll see if he could send one the opposite way. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Laito goes down swinging. The batter now, Keyshawn Hoy. Hoy will bat with 1 away and 2 on. Hoy playing third base defensively this evening. Here's the first pitch. Fastball for strike 1. So Gidley bounced back with the strikeout after walking the first 2 batters. We'll see what he could do here against Hoy. Now the 0-1. Hoy taps it foul just on top of it. Knocks it down to the turf and away. So the count 0-2. 0-2. Hoy down to his last strike, trying to make something happen here. Gidley gets set, looks to the runner at second base now, turns to the plate and kicks. The 0-2 is outside, makes it a 1-2 look. A ball and 2 strikes. Mayer at second base, St. Hilaire at first, the 1-2. Ground ball towards shortstop. Ranging over, getting to it is McKenna. He will loft it across the diamond to first for the out. Both base runners advance, but the Bulldogs get the second out. But scooting up is Mayer. He's at third base. St. Hilaire at second, so they aren't out of the danger zone yet. It's a 6-3 ground out for Hoy. And now the batter will be Easton. Kishandrick Easton. And the first pitch, a ball 1. Easton playing right field, works with 2 on and 2 out. Now a strike evens the count at 1 apiece. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball towards first base. Waiting for it is Merzen. He will gobble it up and step on first base. That will end the inning. Curacao threatens, gets 2 in scoring position, but will leave them as we will head to the bottom of the second inning with Crown Point leading 5-0. You're watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. Ordering groceries has never been easier with online shopping at Strachan Van Til. Save time and money. In-store prices, pickup or delivery, online coupons, rewards, points, and more. Shop StrachanVanTil.com today. We will start the last of the second inning. It'll be Prusen, Gidley, and Merzen batting for Crown Point, with Camellia still pitching for Curacao. Left-handed batter Prusen will step up to bat here. He had a sacrifice bunt his last at-bat. We will likely see him swing away here. So Prusen leads off the inning. August 8th, a interesting day in baseball history. We'll touch on that momentarily as Prusen gets ready to face Camellia as the first pitch called for a strike. But taking a look at some notable baseball events, had to sneak a couple of these in. As the 0-1 to Prusen is high and away, but this day in 1976 was the infamous game where the Chicago White Sox wore shorts as part of their uniform, a short-lived uniform fad there. As the 1-1 pitch from Camellia, he swings over. Good life on that fastball for strike two. And then fast forward 12 years later, August 8th, 1988, was the first night game at Wrigley Field. The one, though, was halted by rain and then eventually made up the next day. But the first night game at Wrigley Field took place on 8/8/88. So, fitting we're playing baseball here, and we will have some night games coming up later this evening. The 2-2 pitch to Prusen. He slices it foul towards the street, look out, and onto a yard over across the street, but the count stays 2-2. Prusen, the left-handed hitting left fielder, waits for the next pitch from Camellia. Here it is. The 2-2 is just inside. A good fastball from Camellia, but a called ball 3, so the count goes full. We'll see how Camellia bounces back after allowing 5 runs in the first inning, now in for his second inning of work. Here's the 3-2. High and away for ball 4, so Prusen is aboard for the first time tonight. And now Vance Gidley, the starting pitcher who walked and later scored in the first inning, will step up to bat here with a teammate on and nobody out. So Camellia, who's been battling here, kicks, goes to the plate. The runner is going. The throw to second. Safe is Prusen. He swipes second. A good throw by DeWin, but Prusen slid in ahead of it. So the pitch was low for a ball. And now Prusen is in scoring position with Gidley batting. Now the 1-0 pitch. High for a ball. Count goes 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Gidley sends it towards first base, rolling into right field. Rounding third, going to the plate is Prusen, but he will not make the turn. And Gidley ends up at second base. Prusen was rounding the base and then stumbled a little bit, so lost his footing, so wasn't able to charge towards the plate. But Gidley with a single and then advances to second on the throw. But a good swing from him, and now Miles Merzen will bat with 2 in scoring position and nobody out. Merzen reached on a fielder's choice and later scored in the first inning. Bats for the second time against Camellia. He swings over that off-speed delivery for a strike. So good pitch by Camellia there to get ahead in the count. 0-1. Next pitch is low, evening the count at 1 apiece. So Camellia here trying to avoid letting those runners advance. Runners at second and third. The count even at 1. Pitch to the plate. Merzen sends it sky high to shallow left field. It will land in play. In to score is Prusen, and Crown Point adds another. They make it a 6-run lead as that was lifted high in the air, traveled quickly to left field, dropped in play. It's an RBI single for Merzen. And Connor Wise will bat here with runners at first and second. Here is Wise. Wise playing second base today. He had a walk and later scored. Now we will have a discussion between the Curacao coach and the home plate umpire. So we'll see what that is about as Wise will look to work here with a couple of his friends on base. And we're going to see a defensive switch, so they'll flip the shortstop and center fielder. So if I have that correctly, shortstop and center will flip. So the Ito goes from short to center, and then Candy Larea will make the trip in from center and play short now. So that's how the defensive deployment looks for Curacao. The first pitch is in for a strike. We go 1-0. As that is Wise batting. Wise up for his second trip to the plate today. We'll look to make something happen here with runners at first and second. That's Merzen at first base, Gidley at second. This one's a bouncer towards third. Getting there is Hoy. He throws across the diamond in time for out number 1. So Wise retired for the first out of this inning, but both base runners will move up, so Gidley ends up at third and Merzen at second. So Crown Point still threatening here with 2 in scoring position and only 1 away. The batter now is Keegan McKenna. He had an RBI walk in his first trip to the plate. Going to the plate is Camellia for a ball that was low. So Camellia trying to battle here. There's 1 run in already, but he's trying to keep it at just that. McKenna bats here. The right-handed hitting shortstop. And now he calls time. And with one RBI already for McKenna, he has a chance to add to that with a couple aboard here. The windup and the delivery for the 1-0 pitch. It is just upstairs for a ball. Makes it a 2-0 count. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch from Camellia. Speed's low. Low for ball 3, so now in danger of walking McKenna here. The 3-0 is high for ball 4, racing to the plate, and safe is Gidley. So the Bulldogs add another as the ball ends up in center field, and that will allow Merzen to cross as well. So 2 runs will score. Gidley crosses, as does Merzen. Merzen, the second runner to score. And McKenna ends up at second base after all that. So the Bulldogs lead 8-0 here in the second inning as David Cole will bat. Cole works with a runner at second and only one away. First pitch to Cole is low for a ball. So Camellia looking to battle here, trying to see what he can do to get outs here with Crown Point scoring 3 runs in this half inning. The 1-0 is low in the dirt for a ball. The throw down to third base. Just safe. Safe is McKenna. He steals third. Steals third base. He's now one station away from scoring. But Cole bats here with McKenna, the runner, at third base. Now the 2-0. High for ball 3. See if Curacao, how they choose to play things, if one's put in play, if they look for the runner at the plate, or if they just try to go to first base. Now the 3-0 pitch. Ground ball towards shortstop. Getting there is Candy Larea. He throws over to first base for out number 2. And in to score is McKenna. That will make it a 9-0 lead for Crown Point. So out is Cole, but he brings in a run. And now Johnny Stanish will bat with the bases empty and 2 away. So here is Standish batting right-handed, playing right field. First pitch away for a ball. So the count goes 1-0. Camellia trying to see if he can find one more out in this inning. Now the 1-0. Drilled towards left field. It will land. And Stanish is aboard with a 2-out single. Stanish is 2 for 2 on the game. 2 singles. He drove in a run in the first inning. And here's Luke Rodriguez batting with a runner at first and 2 away. His team leads 9-0. They have scored 4 runs in this inning. First pitch, Rodriguez shows bunt, knocks it foul behind the catcher. Sliding into second, head first was Stanish, but he'll have to dust off the uniform and head back to first base on that foul ball. The count starts 0-1. The 0-1, this time it's jabbed fair. The catcher, there's nobody at first, so safe is Stanish. Stanish lays down a bunt for a single, and now McFarland will bat. So a well-placed bunt by Rodriguez earns his way on base, and now McFarland will bat for the 3rd time in this game. He's 1 for 2. So McFarland now the 9th batter to bat for Crown Point in this half inning. The first pitch outside for a ball. There are runners at first and second. Stanish at second and Rodriguez at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Line towards third base and a catch made at the hot corner by Hoy for out number 3. Crown Point gets some damage done, scoring 4 runs as we will head to the 3rd inning with Crown Point leading over Curacao 9-0. You're watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Athletic Performance Factory in Highland, Indiana, we push you to be bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive. Challenge every muscle with our cutting-edge sand speed and agility training. Build rock-solid strength and core stability to dominate on game day. Rent our full-size outdoor turf field for team workouts and practices. Improve your swing, boost your field skills, and protect your arm with expert one-on-one baseball and softball training built around you. We develop the entire athlete, mentally and physically. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
You ready? Let's go!
starts
here.
Welcome back to the 2026 Cal Ripken 11U World Series here on the Region Sports Network, as at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Curacao Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Curacao Companies, the insurance professionals, as Crown Point leads 9-0. And a reminder, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Vance Gidley stays on the mound to pitch for Crown Point, as it'll be Camellia, Candelaria, and St. Iago batting to start the third inning. Those are the batters due up. 9, and then the top of the order, as they'll look to try to cut into this 9-0 Crown Point lead. You can't tie it up with one swing of the bat for Curacao, but you can work your way a little bit closer. As Gidley has been pitching well, but Curacao was able to threaten getting a couple runners on with walks in the last half inning. So Gidley looks to his catcher, McFarland, and gets ready to deliver towards the plate. This pitch is high for ball one. Certainly for Crown Point, when you've had Gidley cruising so far, you want to make sure he continues to work well. His 1-0 pitch is just high for a ball. So the count goes 2-0. Gidley looking to, there's something going on in the first base dugout, so waiting for, I don't know what's going on over there, but waiting for things to get straightened out. Oh, I think it's they're making sure there's a player standing near the Curacao bullpen to protect the pitcher and catcher that are warming up over there. So now the 2-0 pitch is in the zone for a strike. So activity in the pen for Curacao, with Crown Point leading 9-0. The 2-1 pitch at the corner for a strike. We go even at 2-2. So good job by Gidley to work his way back into this count. Camellia taking his first at-bat of the ball game. His 2-2 pitch. Bouncer towards third base. Getting there is Cole. He throws on the run to first base in time for the out. Nice work by Cole at third, as that was a tough one. It took a high bounce and then fell all the way to the ground. He had to scoop it up with his glove, and then all in one motion, throw to first base while running, taking a step. Got it there in time, and now Jadrick Candelaria will bat here. Candelaria struck out in his first meeting with Gidley. He's looking for a different result here. Check swing, did he go? Doesn't look like it. Count 1-0. But top of the third, Crown Point cooking here with a 9-0 lead. The 1-0 pitch is high for a ball, makes it a 2-0 count. Gidley goes to the plate. The 2-0 is high and inside, pushing Candelaria away from the plate. So now the pitcher falling behind in this at-bat. Candelaria trying to see what he can do to earn a trip on base. Here's the 3-0. Over the plate for a strike. Three and 1 the count now. The right-handed batter, Candelaria, waits for that one and is just called a strike to make it a full count at 3-2. So the payoff pitch coming up here. Here we go. 3-2 outside. Outside for ball 4. So Candelaria walks the third walk of the game, third base runner for Curacao. See if they can bring him around. Now Shaquillian Santiago will bat here. Santiago struck out looking. He works now with a friend at first base and one out. Waiting for some instructions from his coach on the third base box. Now he is in the right-handed batter's box, looking to work here. He was showing bunt. That one skips, gets a piece of the catcher's mask, and then ricochets away, allowing Candy Lorea to scoot up to second base. So he is now in scoring position. But a big opportunity for Curacao here. Getting a runner to second base in search of their first run of the ball game. The 1-0. Showing bunt again. This time it's a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. But Crown Point will have the corner infielders charging in, looking to try to field what could be a bunt attempt here from St. Iago. He is just above that one, so the count goes 1-2. Now we'll likely see him pull the bat away here. But he was looking like he wanted to lay on the bunt to move the runner up. But now we'll have to think of another option. The 1-2 is high for a ball, evens the count at 2-2. So the count 2 apiece here. The kick and the pitch from Gidley. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A strikeout, the 4th of the game for Gidley, and that was a good spot for it. As that will retire St. Iago, the batter now, Jordan DeWin. DeWin, the catcher. Jaden DeWin bats here with 2 down. A runner at second base. His team trailing by 9. And now Gidley will step off the base, look the runner back to second. And for Gidley here, after the the one-out walk, has bounced back with a strikeout. That was a good response for him. Now the pitch is high, and that hit, and then it was just inside, almost got him, but having a dive out of the way was DeWin to avoid being hit by that inside pitch. So the count 1-0. The next offering from Gidley is foul to the screen, makes it a 1-1 count. So Gidley and DeWin really battling here. DeWin grounded out to shortstop to end the first inning in their prior meeting. Here's the 1-1. Outside we go 2-1. Two balls and a strike from Gidley to DeWin. Here we go for the 2-1. Sent towards shortstop. McKenna is there. He shuffles, throws, and that's out number 3. Curacao gets a runner on base, but they will leave him stranded as we will head to the bottom of the third inning. Crown Point leads 9-0. You're watching the 2026 Cal Ripken 11U World Series right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome to Diamond Plate, your new go-to sports bar with a casual vibe and elevated ballpark favorites. Dig into hand-breaded chicken tenders, juicy burgers, build your own pizzas, and don't forget our full bar stocked with local favorites and everyday classics. Located inside Athletic Performance Factory. Diamond Plate brings the fun with multi-sport simulators, duck pin bowling lanes, plus party space for birthdays, holidays, company outings, and fundraisers. Diamond Plate, where every bite, every sip, and every play is a win.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
There is a new pitcher on the mound for Curacao. That will be Shakir Martin. He will take over for Camellia, so we will see how he can handle these Crown Point hitters. Shakir Martin, after Camellia, he went 2 innings to start the day for Curacao, but now it's up to Martin to work here against a Crown Point lineup that has been swinging the bat well. So Martin, the tall right-hander, will work here. But so as the lineup moves around, we'll try to see who is playing where now for Curacao. But as we saw them already switch shortstop and center field. But that's certainly when your team's already trailing and you get dropped in like Martin, you want to make sure you can just do your job, try to put a 0 on the board each half inning, and let the offense try to battle their way back in, and then try to see if you can just keep it where it is. As a reminder that say what's after the game, we'll name the Proud to Be Union Play of the Game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union ironworker. So Shakir Martin doing the work on the hill here. He will have to face Prusen, Gidley, and Merzen, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Crown Point lineup, batting here. And then this was the same spot in the order that started the second inning. So here's Prusen. He walked and would score to lead off the second. Martin, slight hesitation in the windup, fires a strike. A strike to start the at-bat to Prusen. That's always interesting, too, when you see a pitcher with a much different windup than the one you just seen. As Prusen times it up, but grounds over to second base. St. Iago throws to Meyer for out number 1. But when the starting pitcher throws one way, like we saw with Camellia, and now Martin has that maybe a bit of a slower delivery with that slight hesitation with the leg kick. Now you're waiting for just different delivery times and a slightly different look. Martin to the plate. First pitch to Gidley goes to the backstop for ball 1. So that one just got away from him, sailed a little bit. The 1-0 is ball. We go 2-0 now. So 2-0 the count. See if Martin can battle his way back in, trying to generate some outs here. 2-0 pitch finds the corner for a strike. Good fastball there. Crown Point has been swinging the bat well through their first 2 at-bats. Now the 2-1 pitch. Poked away foul by Gidley, trying to climb the ladder with that one. Swings under it to the backstop. So the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The breakthrough pitch from Martin towards the plate. It is cued towards second. St. Iago trying to get to it, and ending up at first base is Gidley. It's difficult to play on the roll there as it kind of changed directions and allows Gidley to reach base. And now Miles Merzen bats with 1 on and 1 away. First pitch to Merzen is high for a ball. Running to second is Gidley. He slides in safely, stealing second. Gidley on base for the 3rd time today, now moves into scoring position. He has scored twice. Merzen has reached twice and scored twice as well, driving in a run in the last inning for Crown Point. He's ahead in the count, 1-0. There is an out in the inning. Merzen trying to avoid becoming the second out. And now Martin will talk things over with his head coach now. Having a potential problem with the something technical he's going over here, trying to come set. And that's the nature of tournaments like this where you maybe have a a limited roster, 11, 12 players, and playing so many games in so many days, this might be one of those things where every player has to be expected to pitch at some point, and maybe you might not have that experience pitching, so trying to make sure you know what is within the rules, what to do here, and you learn from opportunities like this, too. You might not know what to do until you're in the spot, and Martin throws the 1-0 towards the plate. It is inside for a ball, makes it a 2-0 count. So Martin working here. To the plate, running to third is Gidley. This is sky high, left side of the infield, and the shortstop makes the catch. Candy Lorea makes the catch for out number 2. So that will help out Martin when you're able to induce a fly out. And Gidley has to go back to second. Now the batter is Connor Wise. Wise bats here with the runner at second and 2 down. Connor Wise bats here. He walked and scored in the first inning, grounded out in the second inning. The next pitch from Martin is high for a ball. Count is 1-0. But that's Gidley, the pitcher at second base. He's had a good day, both at the plate and on the mound. And the batter here, Wise, playing second base defensively. Martin kicks, goes to the plate. Gidley's racing for third, and he will make it there. No throw to make for the catcher. So now Gidley one station away from scoring after that stolen base. Wise trying to see what he can do to bring him home, while Martin trying to get the third out of this inning. The pitch to the plate, the 2-0 is high for ball 3. The catcher, DeWin, knocked it down, but then lost track of it. He recovers. And so the count, 3 balls and no strikes. We'll see how Martin can try to work his way out of this spot here, or if the Bulldogs can continue to apply pressure. The 3-0 pitch is outside for ball 4. Wise is aboard, and the batter will now be Keegan McKenna. McKenna, a pair of walks on the day, has scored a pair of runs and has driven in 1 run. The shortstop bats right-handed here with Gidley at first and Wise, or Gidley at third, Wise at first. Saw some activity in the Crown Point bullpen. Not sure who we'll see out of the gates in the 4th inning. But Gidley, the pitcher, is over at third base. And now hustling over to second base is Wise. He will swipe second. So 2 in scoring position for Crown Point. Martin throws to the plate. That one skips away. Gidley will race in and safe at the play. A close play made by Martin. Good hustle by the pitcher, but Gidley is in to score. Makes it a 10-0 lead for Crown Point. Also moving up to third base is Wise. So a runner at third base, the count 1-0. Martin, as then McKenna steps out to adjust the batting gloves. And he will step back into the box here. Now the next pitch in the at-bat for Martin. McKenna rolls it towards third base. It gets passed into left field. So an RBI single for Keegan McKenna makes it an 11-0 lead for Crown Point, working with 2 outs in this inning. McKenna drives in a run, his second RBI of the day. He's on base for the 3rd time. Here's David Cole. Cole, the third baseman, will bat here. He had an RBI single, a 2 RBI single actually, in the 1st inning. Now he bats with 2 away and a runner at first base. The pitch from Martin running is McKenna. He will be safe at second. So Crown Point staying aggressive here on the bases. as they lead in the third inning, and now they have a runner in scoring position with Cole batting. The count is 1-0 with 2 away. The 1-0 line drive back to the pitcher, and Martin makes the catch for out number 3. Crown Point with another busy inning at the plate, scoring 2. As we are through 3, Crown Point leads over Curacao 11-0. You're watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Located just 1 block north of the square in Crown Point and just 1 minute from Jerry Ross Park, Station 21 American Grill is one of the city's most popular eateries. Station 21 offers a full menu from steaks and seafood to burgers and wings. While in town for the Cal Ripken World Series, stop in and enjoy comfortable dining while watching a game on one of the 28 big screen TVs. Check out the menu at station21.com. Station 21 American Grill. Eat, drink, and relax.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network as we start the 4th inning here in this matchup between Curacao and Crown Point Red, and getting things sorted out here. We'll have a new pitcher for Crown Point. That will be Nick Prusen as
number 17.
As it'll be Johnny Mayer batting for Curacao. Mayer leads off, looking to generate some offense against this Crown Point team that leads here as we start the 4th. So the first pitch from Prusen is outside for a ball. Prusen now takes over after Gidley started the day through some scoreless innings to open the game. Prusen, the left-hander, delivers one high for a ball, so the count 2-0. Prusen trying to keep the line moving after what was a good starting pitching day, and that's crucial here as we get to the later stages to keep putting zeros on the board. The next pitch is a strike, so the count 2-1 to Mayer, who we've seen with a competitive at-bat earlier, but now in his second trip to the plate, looking to reach base. Curacao had a couple base runners on in the second inning, but wasn't able to bring them around. So they were looking to try to find a way to break that trend and get runners aboard here and see if they could get their first run of the game. The 3-1 pitch, he swings over it for strike 2. So the count is full to the leadoff batter. Prusen takes a look at his catcher, kicks and brings the payoff pitch to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Mayer goes down swinging, so he is out number 1. And we'll see the next batter for Curacao working up here. He will step in. This will be Carrion St. Hilaire up to bat for Curacao with his team needing base runners here. Down in the 4th inning, they have one away, facing the Crown Point Red team as the count will start with a ball on that first pitch from Prusen. So Prusen battles back, the count 1-0. Wind up towards the plate, speeds a strike to the corner. So St. Hilaire, he walked in the last at-bat. So this is the part of the lineup that was able to get on base previously against Gidley, Mayer, and St. Hilaire in the second. The next pitch from Prusen is inside. Count now 2-1, but for a team like Curacao, trying to find a way to make something happen. And these at-bats get trickier when you're down by a lengthy margin, but you still want to try to be competitive. It starts with just getting runners on, and if you could work these counts deeper, especially now facing a different pitcher, you might have a matchup you like better here, and trying to see what you can do to get on base. The 3-1. Bouncer towards the pitcher. Prusen has to race over, gets it with the bare hand, scoops it to first, and just safe is St. Hilaire. So a good race by the batter, swinging on top of it, poking it along the first base line. Prusen was the only one that had a play on it. He was able to get there and just tossed it to first, but St. Hilaire races and beats it by a step. Now Gwen Laito will bat here. Laito working for Curacao. Stepping off and throwing over is Prusen. But Laito, he struck out against Gidley in his previous meeting. Looking for a different outcome here. The first pitch is low, as now with a left-handed pitcher on the mound for the base runner for Curacao. You have to be mindful he's got a better look at you than a right-handed pitcher would, and we'll see how he chooses to play that with the leadoff at first base. Prusen's 1-0 pitch. Upstairs for a ball, we go 2 balls, no strikes. The base runner, St. Hilaire, looking to see if he could get some company on the base paths with Laito batting. The lefty on the mound, Prusen, works to the righty at the plate. It's high, the throw on to first base, getting back in time. St. Hilaire starts to step out to a lead as the ball ended up in left and right field, but then he gets back in time. The count 3-0, and certainly with 1 out in this inning, down by a few, you don't want to run into outs, so you want to be aggressive, but not at the expense of hurting your team's chances by getting outs on the base paths. Now there's a strike. The count 3-1. Prusen stays in it. But Gidley through 3 scoreless innings. Now Prusen takes over. Is Curacao looking for their first real rally of the game. The 3-1 pitch is low for ball 4. Yes, it is. As we waited for the confirmation, so it's a walk after St. Hilaire ends up on first base. We'll see Laito make his way on as well with a walk. Now the batter will be Kashawn Hoy. So Hoy, who's been playing third base defensively, he grounded out to short back in the second inning. Now he will try to work here with 2 on. That was the same spot he was in the second inning. They had 2 aboard, and then Gidley was able to work out of trouble. It was the 2 leadoff batters who would get on in that second inning, and then the next 3 would be retired in order. It was St. Hilaire in this inning who singled, and then Laito who would walk to put 2 runners on, and setting things up well for Hoy here as the count now 2 balls, no strikes. Prusen deals to the plate, sends in a strike, makes it a 2-1 count. So the right-handed hitting third baseman Hoy waits for this next opportunity. The 2-1 pitch, he golfs it foul, going lower to get to that one. It does a good job getting a piece of it, but fouls it off the screen above the first base dugout, so evens the count up at 2-2. Now we'll see how he gets defensive here with 2 strikes in the at-bat. Prusen goes with the breakthrough pitch. It's low. Nice job by McFarland to avoid letting that one pass, so the count goes full. The base runners looking to see if they can be sent on the move here. Laito at first and St. Hilaire at second. Prusen goes with a 3-2 pitch. Chopped down the third base line. Foul ball. It was a foul ball. It broke before the base. So it was skipping its way along the line into foul territory. For Crown Point, you breathe a sigh of relief after watching that one break foul. And for Hoy, you're trying to see if you can do maybe the same thing, but just a little bit to the right. If you could send that one into the corner, get both those runners on the move. That would be helpful. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A strikeout is the second out of the inning, and that was huge for Prusen with the pressure starting to increase. 2 runners on to get a strikeout. You get the second out of the inning without the risk of the ball being put in play. And now Shakir Martin will bat here. Martin, the pitcher, takes the place of Koshandrik Eisten. So Martin in, taking his first at-bat of the game. The pitch gets to the backstop and allows both base runners to move up one station each. So now St. Hilaire is at third and Laito at second. Prusen's 1-0 pitch is inside, makes it a 2-0 count. With 2 outs in the inning, there's a variety of ways that Prusen and company could get out of this spot. But for Curacao, they're trying to make sure that they don't play into that hand for Crown Point. The 2-0 over the plate for a strike. Makes it a 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch. Martin swings through it to even the counts. Now 2s across the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on base. Shakir Martin trying to be the last hope for Curacao here in this half inning. And he goes down swinging. Prusen strikes out the side, works his way out of a spot with 2 runners on base. He will leave those 2 stranded as we are through 3.5. Crown Point leads 11-0 over Curacao, and that will actually complete the game. The run rule was in effect there, so 11 runs after 4. So that will end the ball game at 6:42. So Crown Point winners 11-0 over Curacao after they had a spot with 2 runners on base, but Prusen strikes out the side to wrap things up. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts for Prusen. As we will see the players shake hands and congratulate each other for the final. And reminder, we'll have our final post-game awards too. So we'll put those together, step aside, and we'll come back, our post-game awards, and we'll wrap this one up, previewing and then getting ready for one more game after that. So stick around. You're watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
Strachan Van Til for the win with 4 ways to save. Catch price drops on over 15,000 items and check the weekly ad for can't miss deals. Stack on the rewards program for digital coupons, points toward discounts and free products, and power up with our own brands. Keep your budget in the safety zone. Get the same great taste as national labels at lower prices. If you can't taste the difference, why pay the difference? Score big value with 4 ways to save at Strachan Van Til.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, where Crown Point Red just defeated Curacao 11-0. We will hand out our post-game awards before we wrap this one up. A reminder, we will have the matchup between Crown Point White and Mexico at 7:15, so you'll want to stick around for that. The night game here, as soon as we are ready for that one, we will go live, same place as you found this broadcast. But anyway, it's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. The Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game tonight was from the Crown Point Bulldogs, Vance Gidley. He went 3 innings on the mound, allowing just 3 walks, struck out 4. He also scored 3 runs at the plate, 2 singles, and a walk offensively. So Gidley picks up the Superhero of the Game honors, while the blue-collar player of the game brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. We will go with Keyshawn Hoy, the third baseman from Curacao. He made a standout defensive play, something we might talk about in just a moment, at third base on a line drive in the second inning. That was a good play by Hoy, and he had a couple looks at third as well, turning in some good defense there at the hot corner. Continuing along, it's time to name the proud-to-be Union play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a Union Ironworker. And back to that play again. In the second inning, it was a line drive off the bat of Michael McFarland to third base, and Keyshawn Hoy made a great play to handle that line drive. That was tonight's Ironworkers 395 play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. So time to thank everybody involved with this broadcast, as we will start with our management team at Region Sports, led by executive producer Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, and Mike Dewan. To my broadcast crew, our producer, Zach Zanelli, doing a great job of running the whole operation, and Aaron Svetlin tracking down all of the action on camera, not missing a beat there. To the coaches, Giovanni Virgini from Curacao and TJ Prusen from Crown Point. Special thanks to the Crown Point Cal Ripken tournament director, Adam Whitehouse, doing a great job handling everything with us, and to all of the tournament volunteers being so accommodating and helping out as well, and to the viewers at regionsports.com, YouTube/RegionSports, Facebook/Region Sports Nation. Reminder, we will have the matchup between Crown Point White and Mexico from this diamond coming up in about half an hour, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. But this is Leo Stauder thanking you for watching coverage of the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Coverage of the 11U Cal Ripken World Series is made possible by Blue Crew, for all of your umpire needs. Pulse Technology, leading the way in technological innovation for over 70 years. Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn. Visit Michigan City LaPorte. Closer than you think, better than you imagine. Ironworkers Local 395. Proud to be Union. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Bricklayers Local 4. The best hands in the business. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made. Diamond Plate Eatery and Pub. Eat, drink, play. IBEW Local 697. Proud to support high school sports. American Testing Services. America's trusted name in NDT. Public Bar and Rec. Make it public. Station 21 American Grill. Eat, drink, relax. You're watching the 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.